Hey guys, welcome to another Thought-Knot Seers video. This time we're doing a Legacy Cube draft. As you can tell, I love drafting Cube, and so here, this is it's not a really great pack. I mean, there's some fixing, there's careful study if you want to go into like a reanimator or maybe storm strategy. Bedlam Reveler seems kind of interesting. The Retro Confluence seems kind of neat, but I think here I'm just going to take Misty Rainforest. I'm pretty happy taking Fetch Land first pick. This pack looks a little bit weak. Guess I'm looking at potentially Harmonize, Serum Visions, Frag Tusk. I mean, this isn't a very powerful pack. I guess Den Protector is not awful. Regrowth effects tend to be pretty good in Cube. I guess it's the Den Protector. I mean, I'd rather it be an Eternal Witness, of course, but beggars can't be choosers, you know? I guess the next best card out of the pack was Serum Visions, but there are just so many better other cantrips in Legacy Cube. You could get like Ponder or Preordain or something. I guess not necessarily the easiest, but they do exist. Nature's Lore is okay. Fauna Shaman's interesting. I guess you can go in a few different directions with Fauna Shaman, like a Reanimator, kind of toolboxy. Temple of Epiphany is not bad, but I think I'm just gonna pick up a bio here. Makes Misty Rainforest into a Tri-land, and I prefer to just keep my options open here. Like, I guess there's also Nature's Lore, which is pretty good. Okay, I'm a pretty big fan of Jace here. Otherwise, Soulfire Grandmaster is interesting. It's not a bad card, but you really want to combine this with Time Walk, where you can just combo off. And Jace is a fine man. He loots. He does a pretty good Snapcaster Mage impression. He's next to win condition, and I'm reasonably happy to have a Jace. Next, I'd be looking at Miscalculation. I wonder what's going on, like, Signet-wise. Okay, so I'm looking at Electrolyze and Verdant Catacombs, and I think it's just Verdant. Otherwise, there's a Spell Queller, Martial Coup. I actually don't think Spell Queller's that bad in Cube. It's definitely disruptive and powerful, but again, fixing's good. Don't necessarily want to commit to a 2-color card super early. Got some good cards here. Selfless Spirit is not bad. Evasive Threat can help you help against sweepers. Like, if I were in White Weenie or a tempo type of build, I would snap this up, but right now I'm not sure if I'm there yet, so I think it's either Force Spike or Merfolk Looter. I like having some early interaction, and Force Spike can be quite good. Other than that, the Looter is kind of what I'm looking for. We already have a Jace, and I'm just looking for some interaction here. Okay, there's Wooded Foothills. Thos is interesting. Mystic Snake's pretty sweet, but I think I'm actually going to take this Buried Alive. It's a little bit speculative, but if we pick up some, like if Reanimator happens to be open, we just have Jace to really combo it off with, but we shall see. Okay, I'm actually in for a Sensei's Top. We have 2 fetch lands already, and having Shovel Effects is pretty good there. Okay, let's see. Deathrite, Catacombs, Careful Study. Interesting. So Careful Study is good if we want to kind of continue on this Buried Alive theme. Deathrite's okay. It's not that great in this format because everyone's not running like a billion fetch lands. Otherwise, I'd be thinking about Wretched Confluence. Actually, Wretched Confluence isn't bad, but getting cheaper creatures is a lot easier than getting more expensive ones. Okay, I'll take a Thragtusk here. If we want to end up in a potential Reanimator shell, so Yosei or Temple of Epiphany. This one's interesting. There's also an Eldritch Evolution, which I'm not really in for. Well, I'm just going to take the Temple here. I like Scrying. Okay. Bullwrath Stronghold or Whirler Rogue? I guess I'll take the Whirler Rogue. Probably not going to play it. Ooh, Spell Color Wheeling is definitely interesting. Oh, I think I'll take that here. I guess I'll take Grecian Import because that's going to be really good against this. Alright, so not entirely sure where we're going. We have kind of a Reanimator thing going on, but we also have some disruptive stuff. I think I'm in for a Baleful Strix here, or maybe a Garruk. Both of these seem pretty strong. Baleful Strix synergizes if you have artifact synergies. I guess that's a little bit redundant. But Garruk can help you ramp as well. Let's take a Garruk here. Otherwise, I'd be thinking about maybe Dismember or Counterspell I'm not excited about. Yeah, it's either Garruk or Strix. You know what? I'm actually down for a Garruk here. So, what do we have? We have Temple of Melody, Counterspell, Thirst for Knowledge. I think I'm just going to go for the interaction here with just Counterspell. I mean, the thing about Cube is that everyone's crashing all of these powerful spells into each other, right? And if you just have some way of getting to those more powerful spells, like this Preordain, or have better ways of casting them, like a more consistent mana base, like this Polluted Delta, or you disrupt the early plays with Inquisition, that can be pretty good. Man, that guy who gets the Kiki-Jiki is going to be very pleased with this Pestermite, I have to say. So yeah, my thinking is Polluted Delta or Preordain or Inquisition. And I'm actually just gonna punt and take the punt on this and take the Polluted Delta. If I'd known I was gonna get a third fetch land, I would have taken the what's it called? Deathrite Shaman. Alright, got some good cards here. Luna's Prowler is definitely on theme with Reanimator. Control Magic's interesting, but not necessarily. I mean, it is better in Legacy Cube than it is in Vintage Cube, but I think it's just a fine pick. Victimize is interesting. We don't have all that many creatures right now, which is the thing. We also don't have that many Reanimator targets either, which is kind of funny. So also Gilded Lotus. I think I'm just gonna take the Prowler here. So Thoughtseize, Wood Elves, or Breeding Pool. Or Fleeing Cloudscape. Cloudscape's also quite nice. Okay, I think here I am just going to take the Thoughtseize, though. It is important to have interaction, and if we do end up in the whole Reanimator theme, then I can Thoughtseize myself and get creatures in the graveyard that way. So, Pulse, Elves of Deep Shadow, Necromancy. We seem to be getting a lot of Reanimator enablers, but there's nothing like Grizzlebrand or anything like that. I actually think I'm just going to take an Elves of Deep Shadow here. Okay, so there's Rootbound Crag, Dragon Skull Summit, which we aren't really in for, unfortunately. We're not really touching red in any way. Bob seems a little interesting. We could just run kind of like a mid-rangey deck. Just Sultai Jund. Have Bob be good there. Or Duskwatch Recruiter. Actually, I think Duskwatch might be a little bit better in this case. Okay. So, Ulamog is interesting because he is technically a Reanimator target. Just doesn't do a lot, though. I mean, I guess the attack trigger can get rid of a bunch of our opponent's library, but it's going to take about 2 hits. Isn't necessarily the greatest. Frame Command is a very good card in like a normal limited set, but I'm not necessarily sure how good it is here. Malicious Afflictions, probably it's just, oh, well, I spent a little bit too much time pontificating there, so I picked up a Useless Terminus. Oh well, I'm going to take a Baleful Strix here. Seems good. I guess it's either him or Temple. Or actually, Thirst for Knowledge isn't awful either. Actually, no, I'm going to take a Thirst here, just for mana-based considerations, because I can't believe Preordained Wield. But, like, Thirst synergizes with whatever hypothetical Reanimator stuff we still have going on. It synergizes with Deep Analysis. Oh, and Breeding Pool Wield, wow. But as I was saying, if we have Counterspell and Hymn to Turok in the same deck, it seems a little loose, I have to say. Like, we have some pretty good fixing, but it's going to be very, very difficult to get UU and BB very quickly. Especially when we were playing green spells as well. So I feel like we might want to just be blue-green, kind of splashing black, and probably get this spell queller out of here. Okay. Well, I like Remand. Remand's good. Bloom Tender is not bad as a ramp spell, but people don't seem to be picking that up, so I might be able to actually wheel that. How many creatures do we actually have? Jace, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Arthropod might actually be interesting, but I think I'm just going to take Remand. Remand is just good in cubes in general, and it's quite good in this one where you have where people are going to be tapping out for big spells. So, yeah. So we have Flooded Strand, Frost Titan, Vorinclex. Is Vorinclex even that good to reanimate? I mean, he does stop your opponent from tapping for mana, but once you, unless you're powering that out really fast, I mean, they still get a use of the mana too, so I'm not sure how great that is. So I think it's Flooded Strand, Frost Titan, Compulsive Research, Animate Dead. You know, I really just like casting spells. Being able to cast my spells, I should say. So I'm just going to take Flooded Strand. We don't have... I guess Breeding Pool gets Basic Island, so I'm not too unhappy there. Okay, Treachery is something that I'm willing to take over good fixing, I have to say. Because there's the Search for Tomorrow, which is also pretty good, but Treachery is pretty amazing. Ooh. Sundering Titan. I would not say no to a Sundering Titan. it's like if we can pick up a little bit more acceleration, maybe 1 or 2 more mana elves, it's castable. If we can... Actually, we did not find any ways of actually reanimating things, which is a little awkward. Otherwise, I guess, Ojutai is not really castable here. Tassiger's not bad. I think I'm just going to take a Sundering Titan. Be pretty happy with that. Okay. Got some good cards here. There's Eternal Witness. Sheoldred is actually a very good card to reanimate up. But I think I'm just going to take Birds. There are a lot of good cards here. I don't actually like Daze that much in this cube. Just the tempo you're set back is pretty horrendous unless you're actively being a very low curve blue aggressive deck. I'm not sure how many of those there are. We might actually wheel Sheoldred. I might take Duress, except they chose that art. Come on, guys. Everyone knows the Urza block one is the best. Okay, got some good cards. Underground Sea is very good because it makes Flooded Strand into a tri-land. Would have been very good with that, what's it called, Hymn to Tourach 2. Oh well. There's also Primal Command, which is interesting. It does lots of different things. Murderous Cut and Mana War, all good cards. Something I'm on Underground Sea though. The rest of our deck is pretty good. Probably not going to play this Whirler Rogue. Unless we get a very weird late late opposition, which I don't think is gonna happen. So we have Kalitas, but we're pretty stacked on 4 drops as it is. Cultivate is not bad. Accelerates us, fixes us, but actually I think here I'm going to take Repeal. We have 2 pieces of acceleration that I'm pretty happy with. Windswept Heath can get Bayou and Forest, but we're not playing white. Far and Away is okay, but I think I'm just going to take Repeal as a means of early interaction. So we have 24 playables. I guess we might actually just cut this this package as it is. Gatekeeper, not really what we're in the market for. Oh, that is interesting. Can take control of small creatures. I think I'll just take Disfigure for the sideboard, though. Sure, I'm in for Probe. Yeah, we really didn't get anything in the way of actual Reanimator stuff, which wasn't really... I guess I was kind of in for it, but not that deep. There was a Necromancy we could have picked up, but that was it. I did talk about it a lot, though, so... Got another 3-drop card draw spell, which I'm in for. Okay. I'm pretty happy to get a Search for Tomorrow here. Tooth and Nail? Do we want Tooth and Nail? No, getting to 9 mana is a little much for us. Yeah, I'm just going to take Tassiger and be happy with it. Okay. Some good cards, I could actually pick any one of these and be pretty happy. Sure, I'll take Sylvan Advocate. He's a fine man. And an on-color dual land, last pick. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. Not gonna play this Careful Study. let's put these lands aside just for the moment. And try to decide what we want to cut. So this is kind of like just a Sultai mid-range deck. I mean, I'm a fan. Got lots of card draw spells, got some interaction, got a powerful late game. Probably not a late game involving Whirler Rogue. Sorry, Whirler Rogue. I love you in Construct and all, and in Magic Origins Limited, but not here, buddy. Not here. What even synergizes with it? That's actually kind of a good question. Yeah, I've not actually looked at the list for this cube. Yeah, I guess Una's probably loses a lot of value if we're not actually reanimating things. I guess we can pitch deep analysis to make this smaller to dodge Skywhaler's shot or something. I don't know. So, yeah, losing a lot of value for not trying to tempo them out or actually using that ability. So, yep, I'm going to put that in the board. I think Duskwatch is still fine, even with kind of a low creature count. May not be, though. I guess we can maybe flip it, but I mean, it is a mana sink, but we also have a ton of card draw, so yeah, I'm actually off it. Since we're actually just cutting creatures, that's not really what I'm in for at this point, so we just need to make one cut. Yeah, I think top can stay. We have a lot of fetch lands, so that seems perfectly fine. I like Sylvan Advocate as just kind of a way to close out the game, I guess. I guess one way we could just lose is kind of being run over by small creatures. Well, actually, we have Garruk as kind of a win condition, you know? Just overrun our little dorks and Jace. I guess he's also a dork. We have 2 cantrips, we have 2 birds, and a Search for Tomorrow. I mean, I guess I'm just trying to rationalize, trying to cut land. I guess without actual artifact synergies, we can just cut this Thirst for Knowledge. And it's not like we're lacking for card advantage spells either. We have Jace, we have Compulsive, we have Deep Analysis, we have Treachery, we have Baleful Strix, so yeah, cutting Thirst seems okay here. Actually, do I want Psych Rift? I mean, it's a ridiculously powerful card in Commander for a reason. And just being able to have a one-sided semi-upheaval is kind of neat. Like, Repeal is better in the early game because cantrips, of course, and you can bounce like your own creature in response to removal, or bounce a Dem Protector after you've used it. That's value. But in the late game, it can just bounce a big thing as well, and it's okay. I think I'm going to leave Cyclonic Rift in the sideboard, but strongly consider bringing it in when my opponent's on Elves or something like that. Man, I so wish this Terminus were something else. That's fine, though. Alright, let's add in our lands. I think I don't want this temple just for this grind. It's not like I have engineered explosives or something where having a 4th color might be kind of useful. Okay. yeah, we're pretty much a blue-green deck, just splashing black. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sources of black. So I think we can actually just get away with. I mean, we might be able to get away with 0 swamps, but Search for Tomorrow gets us a basic. So there's one reason to just play 1. And Moto suggests 1 swamp, 5 islands, 3 forests. How many green sources do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. So, and how many blue sources we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Yeah, I actually think that's correct. We have 11 green sources for a turn 1 Birds of Paradise or something. 12 sources for like a turn 1 Force Spike, and 12 sources is more than enough to support a counter spell as well. So that seems good. Alright, so not necessarily the most powerful of decks, but we have a consistent mana base, we have early interaction, and that's going to win you some games in cubes, so I'm not going to say this is the best deck I've ever drafted, but it's definitely not the worst, and, seems kind of fun to play. I guess one thing to consider is, maybe do I want a Rishadan port, but honestly, we have a 3-color mana base, so every colorless land has to be ridiculously good, or else it's out, and I think we have enough disruptive elements that I don't think we need the port right now. If we end up in a really slow matchup where our opponent is reliant on a splash color, maybe I'll bring in the port, but other than that, I think we're safe just leaving that on the board. So, okay, wish me luck in round 1.